What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about 3 stocks that have a very strong likelihood of a squeeze this week. So I'm going to break it down for you and go over everything you need to know. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get right to it. So on a side note, these 3 are not in any particular order, so just be aware of that. And when it comes down to this upcoming week, the data points that is coming out on Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be very big reasons for a lot of these growth stocks to really squeeze. So starting off on Tuesday, there is CPI. Of course, I don't think that needs any explanation. Everyone and their dog are going to be watching this CPI data and exactly if inflation is kind of starting to trend down or if it's just going to bounce higher. I think in general, like I said, a lot of people are going to be watching that. On Wednesday is PPI and also retail sales. So in general, a lot of these consumer very much linked stocks will be looking at, for instance, retail sales as well. But getting right to it, the first one is Tattooed Chef. So even on Friday alone, it was up roughly about 18%. And I believe this one was on my last stock update, I believe from last Sunday. So I do feel that still fundamentally it can squeeze quite a lot. So we'll give you a good breakdown of that. Year to date though, it is down roughly about 13% over the last 52 weeks, 88% down. So definitely been hammered quite a lot. As far as operational updates, I don't see anything coming in the foreseeable future. Of course, I could be very much wrong based on that. And looking for instance at the short data, on Friday, it did go down roughly about 29%. Cost to borrow is 322.84%. Very, very high. The max is 398%. So behind the scenes, that is primed and ready for a squeeze. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because of this. So for instance, it says right here, so percentage free float on loan is roughly about 27%. The estimated short interest rate now on Tattooed Chef, which in case you guys don't know, ticker's TTCF, is roughly about 35%. That insinuates that there is a hell of a lot of naked shorts out there. So once again, be aware of that. It's not too common that you can actually see and very much apparently see there's naked shorting, but with Tattooed Chef, very much so. Utilization as well is at 100% and short score is at 97. And as far as this, so the analyst ratings on Tattooed Chef, the average is around $2, which works out to be about 70% increase from here. Nothing lately, but there was some in December, November, and so forth, as you can see with the target. So $1.50, $2. I do have a link to Interactive Brokers in the link in the description below, and also put it in the comments if you like, for instance, analyst ratings or potentially looking at latest reports such as Morningstar report. And even with that, it does show the fair market value being $3.49. So once again, I think behind the scenes it's very much suppressed. So if there is some good news that does come out from the economic data standpoint, then yes, this could have a very good squeeze. And as well, I do have a link to Seeking Alpha Premium for a 7-day free trial. So all you have to do, click on the link in the description below or the comments as well. It has a lot of good information all compiled in one, all the latest articles, news, the SEC filings, transcripts, everything you need. But once again, moving on from that, there is good old AMC. AMC on Friday was down roughly about 5%. Year to date, it is up 36%, and over the last 52 weeks, down 61%. And when it comes down to the data for AMC, the short score is currently 89. The estimated short interest is 33 or almost 34%. Utilization is 100%, but it's also the cost to borrow. So all of this compiled together makes this a very good squeeze, and also it being on the threshold list, which I think at this stage in the game basically doesn't amount to anything, but still definitely could. 241% is the cost to borrow average, 286% is the max, and you do see that there is still manipulation behind the scenes because there's a broker out there only charging 0.59%, so very, very low. And on Friday, they did in fact increase 576,000 shares, and as far as what Morningstar is saying, it's putting AMC at a fair market value at $13.17. So once again, let me know your thoughts on that. And finally, the last one I want to talk on is BYND, so Beyond Meat. Once again, another one that I've really touched on in the past. On Friday, down about 0.5%. Year to date, it is up 40%, and over the last 52 weeks, down 53%, give or take. So has gone up quite a lot over the last little bit, but once again, this has still been fundamentally a very good stock that could have a very good squeeze. And of course, just cycling back because I did forget, AMC is actually having their shareholder meeting, I believe on the 14th, I believe. So of course that could result in something very positive. But once again, going back to Beyond Meat, so the short score is currently 95, utilization is 100%. The share, as far as the percentage short interest, is 36.22. The percentage free float on loan is 45 or 46%. But once again, it comes down to the cost to borrow. So cost to borrow is 254.61%. 21 million shares is in fact being shorted. Still similar to AMC, it's on the threshold list, which again doesn't really amount to anything. And the cost to borrow max is 264%. So behind the scenes, this has everything to have a very good squeeze. So in reality, I think a lot of people are very much just going to be watching a lot of this data. And if so, then you are going to have a very strong bounce back in the market, despite even what is happening with the Silicon Valley Bank in reality, because I don't believe any of these three, so either Tattooed Chef, AMC, or Beyond Meat, is influenced by that whole kind of disaster that is unfolding. But still, no matter what though, there could be a very good squeeze as a result. So let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. Like I said, don't forget to take advantage of this promo, 7-day free trial, and also if you like a lot of this good information, link in the description below to Interactive Brokers. But without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And without further ado, let's all make a lot of money on all three of these companies.